Will we start?
Start, no
I'm
problem.
ready. I am ready.
Start.
Okay. Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to live online webinar classes for intermediate students provided by Telangana Residential Educational Institutions Society. This is Y. Kumar, PGT in Zoology from Tsrjc Lingampally. Dear students, let us start the class. What we are going to learn. So dear students, today we are going to start a new chapter from your second year zoology, that is body fluids and circulation. Okay, the chapter name is body fluids and circulation. It is the unit 2A from your textbook. Okay, by watching the picture itself, you would have understood. You might have understood that it is about the heart and the blood vessels and about the circulation of the blood, isn't it? Okay, without taking much of your time, let us get into the class. What we are going to learn from this class, learning outcomes of the class. From this class, by the end of this class, you will be able to understand the circulatory system, the object of circulatory system, the types of circulations which are present in the animals, composition of blood, what are the different components present in the blood. You have studied in the first year, but still I will recap what are the compositions, what it is made of. Types of blood vessels that we have. So there is a network of tubular structure in the body. They are called blood vessels. Okay. So there are types of blood vessels we learn. Double circulation, and along with the double circulation we learn about single circulation and incomplete double circulation. These are the ways of circulation in different kinds of animals. Okay. Next, portal and coronary circulation. Okay. These are the learning outcomes of this particular lecture 1. Okay. Body fluids and circulation, which is the unit 2A. We are going to start the lecture 1. Okay, dear students, let us start. Human circulatory system. It is one of the biological process, okay, by which we cannot, without which we cannot exist. We cannot circulate different kinds of components in the body. Okay, there are different kinds of substances flowing in the body and getting circulated to all parts of the body. Under the circulatory system, we learn about the cardiovascular system and lymphatic system. This is a pie chart. So this is the common mind map. So see, cardiovascular system, the name itself says cardio means related to heart. Vascular means the tubular structure, that means blood vessels. So we learn about cardiovascular system, under which we learn about blood, heart, structure and functions of the heart, blood vessels like arteries, veins and capillaries. I will make you understand in the next slide. Nodal tissue, and under the lymphatic system we learn about another body fluid called lymph, and there are vessels which in which the lymph flows is called lymphatic vessels. Okay, let's see the introduction of this class. What is the chapter name? Body fluids and their circulation. What is meant by a body fluid in the first place? It is any kind of fluid found within the animals, including blood, lymph, tissue fluid, urine, bile juice, etc. So it is the name itself says it is the body fluid which is present in the body. What kind of fluids are present in the body? There is a blood in the body, isn't it? There is a lymph and there is a tissue fluid. So in the cellular level, there is intracellular fluid and intercellular fluid. Okay, intercellular fluid means the fluid which is present between the cells, and intracellular means nothing but cytoplasm and all. There is a fluid called urine also, which is produced by the kidneys by the filtration of blood, And bile juice, it is produced by liver, isn't it? And there are different kinds of hormones also, which are released in very trace amounts. There are enzymes and hormones. They are also considered as a body fluid. So they are all transferring and from one place to another place. They are getting transported, and at the location site, they are showing their function. So for this transport, there is a need of particular system in the body, that is the circulatory system. So let's see what are the things must be circulated. On the slide, you can see what are the things which are circulated in the body. Blood is circulated all over the body, isn't it? Wherever you prick with the help of a small pin, you find blood in the body, isn't it? That means blood is flowing in each and every part of the body, almost. And food components are circulating, isn't it? In the digestive system, you have learned that complex substances converts into simple soluble substances. These simple soluble substances mix with the blood, and these food components, with the help of blood, circulated to all parts of the body. To each and every cell, these glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids are supplied, isn't it? For this supply from the small intestine to all parts of the body, there is a need of a carrier, isn't it? So the carrier is the blood. Okay, and blood is flowing through the tubular structures here. These tubular structures are called as blood vessels. However, we see the pipeline structure in a building. You see many pipes connected together to supply the water, isn't it? The same way, our body also contains different many blood vessels, and these blood vessels supply the blood. In the place of water, you can take example of blood. Okay, what are the other things supplied? Hormones are getting supplied, enzymes are supplied, and minerals, vitamins, oxygen, and carbon dioxide are also supplied. In the previous chapter, we have learned that lungs are the sites of exchange of gases, isn't it? Lungs take oxygen, and oxygen reaches to the each and every cell with the help of blood. The blood contain RBC, particularly contain hemoglobin, which binds to the oxygen and transport to all parts of the body. For this transportation also, we need circulatory system. So there are two kinds of circulatory systems, circulation, that is intracellular circulation and extracellular circulation. On slide, you can see intracellular circulation. The name itself says intra means inside. Okay, intracellular circulation take place in single celled animals. They are called unicellular animals, isn't it? So in unicellular animals, there is a process called cyclosis. In the picture, you can see it is a typical protozoan animal or any bacterium. So a single celled organism. In this single celled organism, you can see there is a cytoplasm, and cytoplasm is keep on moving in a circular pathway, isn't it? You can see here. So for this movement, there is a Sal and gel, Sal gel movement. Sal converts into gel and gel converts into Sal. When you are learning about the type study of protozoa, you will understand this Sal gel mechanism. And in this process, you can see the fluid which is present in the cell called cytoplasm is moving in a cyclic manner. That's called the process called as cyclosis. By this cyclosis process, the substances and gaseous substances and food components are supplied to all over the cell. Okay, this is called cyclosis, which you find in the lower organisms, mostly in unicellular organisms. Next is extracellular circulation. Extracellular means outside the cells. Okay, so most of the animals, most of the higher animals carry out this and occurs outside the body cell And study of circulatory system is called angiology. Okay, remember this. Angiology means study of blood vessels or study of circulatory system. The father of angiology is William Harvey. Okay, so he has firstly identified the circulation in the body. Before that, people used to think that our body contain blood, and there are no pipe-like structures. There are no vessels. People used to believe that, but William Harvey firstly identified that there are the blood vessels, and through blood vessels, this blood is getting flown. Right? Let's learn further. Two kinds of circulatory systems: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Circulation can be classified into two kinds according to pattern of the circulation. Open circulatory system means there is no connection between the blood vessels. So from the heart, here in the picture you can see heart is releasing the blood, and this blood is releasing into the sinuses. Sinuses means the space in the body is called as a sinus. Any space can be called as a sinuses. So body has sinus, and in these sinuses, blood is directly get released from the heart. There is no connection between there is no complete closed circuit of the blood vessels. Okay? Circuit means what? Nothing but a complete closed manner called as a circuit. There is no circuit formed in the open circulatory system. Hence it is called open circulation. That means blood is released in the sinuses of the body. Okay. So in the insects, you can see the hemolymph flowing all over the body. Okay. There are no blood vessels in them. So that's why it is called open circulatory system. Right. And next, closed circulatory system. The name itself says the flow of the blood is closed. That means it is closed by the blood vessels. Here in the picture, you can see there is a heart, and heart is supplying the blood, and blood is reaching to the cellular level, and it is getting divided into several branches, but they are not open. You can see there the vessels are divided into several branches, but they are not released into the sinuses. They are still closed. They are still flowing through the vessels only, a tubular structure only. So the blood is again reaching to the heart. So this kind of circulation, which is only flowing in the blood vessels, is called closed circulatory system. In the higher animals, you find this closed kind of circulatory system. In earthworm also, you see, for the first time you see this closed circulation system in earthworms. You can see on the picture, the blood vessels are completely closed. So whenever the blood is flowing through these blood vessels, automatically the gases and the food substances get supplied to the body. Okay, that means this tubular circulation should be present. Tubular network should be present all over the body. Okay, let's see what are the types of circulation. According to patterns of circulation, there are two types: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Just now we have seen open circulatory system means blood flows in the body spaces. They are called sinuses. There are no blood vessels. In closed circulatory system, blood is flowing only through blood vessels, and the circuit is completely closed. Okay? And next, according to plan of circulation, we can classify circulation as a single circulation, incomplete double circulation, and double circulation. We will learn about this in the next slide. And we can also classify according to the location of circulation. Okay. Some circulations in the body are located. That means they are particular to some organs. That's called pulmonary circulation. There are different kinds of circulation according to location. Pulmonary circulation, systemic circulation, portal circulation and coronary circulation. You will understand these terms in this class itself. Let's see. Open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Just now I have shown you the pictures of open and closed circulatory system, isn't it? You can see this. This is open circulatory system and closed. Now we will classify both of them and see what are the differences between these two. You can see here in open circulatory system, blood flows through large open spaces and channels called lacunae or sinuses. Okay? And in the closed circulatory system, blood flow through the closed system of chambers called heart and blood vessels. Second point, tissues are in direct contact with the blood. So there is no blood vessel which is intermediate. Directly, the blood is in the direct contact with the tissues. But in the closed circulatory system, there is no direct contact. There is blood vessel in between. Blood flow is very slow in the open circulatory system and it has very low pressure. Since there is no tubular structure, pressure also will be so less. Since the existing of the tubular structure in the closed circulatory system, you can see blood flow is quite rapid. It flows very fast and the blood has high pressure. Exchange of gases and nutrients take place directly between tissues and blood. But whereas in the closed circulatory system, nutrients and gases pass through the capillary wall into the tissue and where it is passed to the tissue. So there is a capillary in between. So through capillaries, through the membrane of the capillaries, by the process of osmosis, these substances gets exchanged. Okay, there is a middle man called the blood vessel or capillary. Next, it is less. The next point, fifth point, open circulatory system. Under open circulatory system, it is less efficient as volume of blood flowing through tissue cannot be controlled as blood flows in and out. Okay, but closed circulatory system is efficient because it is regulated by the contraction and relaxation of the muscles of the blood vessels. Okay, the open circulatory system is less efficient and closed is more efficient because in the closed circulatory system there is a regulation and there is a contraction and relaxation of the muscles. Next, open circulatory system is found in higher invertebrates like arthropods, okay, prawns, insects. These are all arthropods, and you can find this in the mollusks also. But closed circulatory system found in the echinoderms and mollusks, annelids, and all vertebrates. Okay, so you must remember this: the echinoderms from the invertebrates and mollusks and annelids are the three phyla in which you find this closed kind of circulatory system. Except these three phylum, you can see you find open circulatory system in the invertebrates. Next, respiratory pigment, if present, what is it? It is present in the plasma. Okay, it is not present in the RBC, but in closed circulatory system, respiratory pigment is present and it is maybe dissolved in the plasma or usually in the RBC. Okay, so let's learn next. Let's see the composition of the blood. What are the different things present in the blood? Let's say this is the whole blood. On the slide you can see blood can be classified into plasma and formed elements. In the plasma you find amino acids, nutrients, proteins, nitrogenous waste substances, electrolytes, and gases. Proteins, what are the different proteins present? Albumins, fibrinogen, and globulins. These are found in the plasma. Okay. Under the formed elements, what are the formed elements present in the blood? the leukocytes. Here you find the blood cells. Leukocytes, which are called WBC, white blood cells, and platelets, which are called thrombocytes, and erythrocytes, which are also called as RBC. This WBC can be classified into two types according to existence of the granules in them. If the granules are present, they are called granulocytes. If the granules are absent, they are called agranulocytes. Granulocytes are again can be classified into three types: neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils. Under the agranulocytes, we study about the lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay, so this is the composition of the whole blood. You have studied about all these in the first year. I am just recapitulating so that this system is most related to the blood. That's why I am repeating this. What are the different components of blood? Here, if you take a test tube and centrifuge it, you find this 55% of the blood is composed of plasma, in which these substances are present: water, ions, proteins, nutrients, waste, and gases. Only 1% you find platelets, which are called thrombocytes, and white blood cells. They are very less in number and they are effective. And 44% of the blood is, you can find red blood cells. Okay, so this is the composition of the blood. Let's learn further. Let's learn about the blood vessels. Under the circulatory system, we learn about the heart and blood vessels. Okay, so blood vessels. What are these blood vessels? These are all tubular network. Okay, they are tubular structures present in the body. In the diagram, in the left side, you can see. Okay, in the right side, you can see the structure of the human body, and in the you can see there is a heart, and there are vessels supplied. There is a tubular network all over the body. This intricate network of tubes that transport blood throughout the body are called as blood vessels. Okay, you can see the red colored tubular network and blue colored tubular network. These are called blood vessels. If you see the structure of the blood vessels, you find three layers in them. Tunica externa is the external outer layer. Tunica media, it is the middle layer, and tunica interna, it is called innermost layer. Okay. Here you can see there is an artery and the vein. I will tell you what is meant by artery and vein. Let's see. First, arteries. Arteries are also blood vessels, but they are thick-walled. Okay, their walls are thick, and they carry oxygenated blood from the heart to various parts of the body. They appear in red color. Here in the diagram, you can see there are red-colored vessels. You can see these are supplying the blood to all parts of the body. They are taking oxygenated blood from the heart to all parts of the body. So they are supplying. Okay, so they are called as arteries, and arteries are thick walled. Okay, why their walls are thick, we will discuss that next. The largest artery is dorsal aorta. It's also called abdominal aorta and systemic aorta. Okay, this is the largest artery in the body, originates from the heart. And second type of blood vessels are veins. What are these veins? Arteries supply the blood to all parts of the body, but the veins, they collect the blood from the body. Okay, these are thin-walled, carrying deoxygenated blood from the tissues to heart. But you can see here the difference. Arteries supply oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery doesn't supply oxygenated blood. It supplies deoxygenated blood. the scheme of double circulation, you will understand that. So as of now, you remember this, that arteries supply the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body except to the lungs. Veins collect the deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body except from the lungs. Okay. Capillaries, there is another kind of vessels called capillaries. What are these? These are very minute tubular structures which are originated by the arteries and veins. Arteries, when they are originated from the heart, they are larger in size. As they are going towards all parts of the body, they divides into the branches and they convert into small tubules. You can see the tree as an example. The stem of the tree is very large in size. As it is moving upward, at the end you can see the small branch, which is very tiny, isn't it? So in the same way, our body also, in the body, blood vessels are primarily larger in size from the origination of heart. And as they are moving, they divides into the branches and they convert into small minute tubular structures, and they are called as capillaries. Okay, these are smallest blood vessels, and these are discovered by Malfigi. Okay, Marcello Malfigi is a scientist who discovered this existence of capillaries. Capillaries are again two types: are arterial capillaries and venular capillaries. Arterial capillaries are made from the branches of arteries, and venular capillaries are these venular capillaries get together and they become a vein. Okay. Here you can see the structure: artery and vein. Arteries appear in red color and vein appear in the blue color. Okay, but these two vessels are again gets connected by the capillaries. There is no disconnection in the blood vessel. In the network of tubular blood vessels, there is no disconnection. All the vessels in the body are connected together. Okay, in the micro level, they are connected by the minute tubular structures, and they are called as capillaries. Okay, hope you are able to understand. Let me locate them. You can see here, these are called arterial capillaries, and these are venular capillaries. So these two capillaries are connected together, however. Okay, let's learn further. Let's see what are the similarities and differences between the arteries and veins. We will take the characters and we will compare these arteries and veins. I said you just now, arteries, they supply the blood, and veins, they collect the blood from the all parts of the body. Wall, the arteries walls are thick, more elastic and non-collapsible. Okay, they are thick. Since they are so thick, they cannot be folded, non-collapsible. But veins blood vessels are thin, they are less elastic, and they are collapsible. They can be folded and they get back to the normal position, but they can be. Tunica externa, which is the outer layer of the blood vessel, it is in the arteries, it is less developed and less strong. But in the veins, the tunica externa is more developed and it is more strong. Tunica media in the arteries, it is more muscular and has many elastic fiber. Okay. And in the veins, it is less muscular and they have only few elastic fibers. Why the walls of the arteries are so strong? Why they have the large size? Because their lumen is short, but they are more muscular because arteries supply the blood. When the blood is supplied, it has high pressure which is produced by the heart. So to withstand the pressure, they are more muscular than the veins. When you take tunica interna, the endothelial cells more elongated in the arteries. Elastic membrane is more developed. But in the veins, endothelial cells are less flat, and the elastic membrane is less developed. The lumen, that means the internal radius is called the lumen. The lumen of the arteries is narrow, and the lumen of the vein is wider. Okay. Position, you can see the arteries are deeply seated, okay, except waist and neck, but veins are superficial. They appear just outside. Whatever you are able to see on the hand, whenever you keep your fist tight, you find the blood vessel. They are all veins. They are not arteries, because arteries are situated deeply than veins. Let's see valves. Arteries are without valves and veins have the valves. What are these valves? We will study in further slides about the valves. Direction of blood flow. Arteries take the blood from heart to body organs, whereas veins take the blood from body organs to heart, just opposite to the arteries. Nature of blood. Oxygenated blood is supplied except pulmonary artery, and in the veins, deoxygenated blood is supplied except pulmonary vein. In 10th class, you have studied this, isn't it? Try to remember that. Blood pressure is more in the arteries, generally 120 by 80. So whatever the with sphygmomanometer, doctor identifies our blood pressure, isn't it? So that is the pressure which is applied on the arteries. Okay. Veins are less pressured and they generally 0 mmHg. Speed of blood is fast in the arteries and slow in the veins. After death, the arteries becomes empty because they are supplying, isn't it? So heart stops working, so the supply also stops. But veins contain the blood. Amount of blood 15% at any given time. So, and in the arteries, in the veins, there is more blood, that is 64% at any given time. Color, they are pink in color, just now I said the reddish in color, and they are dark red. Distensibility is less in the arteries, but distensibility is more in the veins. Average blood pressure is more in the arteries and less in the veins. Let's see the structure here. Arteries and veins carries, these are the common points. These are the normal points that you need to remember. Carries blood away from the heart and towards the heart. They have high pressure, they have low pressure. Arteries have thick walls and veins have thin walls. The arteries have pulse flow because heart, whenever it pumps the blood comes to the arteries, and these from these arteries blood flows through, and they flow in the man as the tides move. However, you see the tides in the ocean, the same manner blood flows and stop flow manner will be there in the artery. Okay, that's called pulsating flow. But in the veins, there is no such kind of a flow. It is a smooth flow. As you see in your tap, whenever you open tap, water comes, isn't it? So that is a smooth flow of water. But in the arteries, it is not like that. Pulsating flow will be found. It has narrow lumen and large lumen and valves. Let's see what is meant by a valve. Valves are present in the veins, and what they do, they doesn't allow a reverse direction flow of blood. Here you can see when the valves are open, blood is moving through the valves, and whenever the valves are closed, it will not allow the reverse flow of the blood. That is the importance of valves. Valves doesn't allow the reverse flow of the blood. Okay. Here in the picture you can see these are the valves which are open. When they are open, blood can flow forward, isn't it? But after the flow, when the blood is reached to some place, it cannot come back. Okay, the reverse flow is stopped, okay, due to these valves, and valves are present in the vein. On that picture, you can, with the help of a picture, you can easily identify that. Okay. So this is the artery and the vein, the differences between them. You can see the structures as well. Let's learn about the different kinds of hearts present in the different animals. The plan of circulatory system in vertebrates. Let's first learn about the two-chambered heart. Fishes, they have two-chambered heart. In them, blood passes through heart only once in a complete circuit. Okay, hence it is called a single circulation. Single circulation means passage of the blood through the heart only once. Okay, that's called a single circulation. You can find this in the fishes. Fishes have two-chambered heart. Here you can see the scheme. Here you can see in the diagram. I have taken this diagram large. When you take zoom the diagram, you can see this kind of structure. There is a heart here, and heart has two chambers in it. The ventricle and the atrium. Okay, this is the structure of heart in the fishes. There are only two chambers, hence they are called two-chambered heart. There is only one flow through the heart, hence they are called that's called single circulation. So the deoxygenated blood supplied to the gills, and gills, what do? They exchange the gases and they make it to the oxygenated blood. And oxygenated blood supplied to all parts of the body. And all parts of the body, again deoxygenated blood comes to the heart. Heart again supplies to the gills. Okay. Since the heart is supplying the blood to the gills, it is called branchial heart. Okay. So in fishes, you find bronchial heart because heart is supplying blood to the gills. Okay. See here, the consist of one atrium and one ventricle. There are only two chambers, and deoxygenated blood supplied to gills for oxygenation. Okay, dear students, this is about the two-chambered heart present in the fishes. Let's see the three-chambered heart. Heart found in the amphibians and reptiles. Okay. Amphibians means a frog, no? And salamanders. Reptiles means what? Under the reptiles you see crocodiles, tortoise and snakes, etc. In three-chambered heart, in the amphibians and reptiles, you find mixed blood is supplied to all parts of the body. That means in them, the blood is not classified as oxygenated and deoxygenated. Both will be mixed. Okay. Amphibians have three-chambered heart and reptiles have incompletely divided ventricle. Okay. Single ventricle pumps mixed type of blood to all parts of the body. Hence it is called incomplete double circulation. The diagram you can see. So there are three chambers, two arteries and one ventricle. And two arteries, they take the blood, right? Arteria receives the blood from the parts of the body and releases in the ventricle. Okay, so oxygenated and deoxygenated, both kind of blood is mixed in the ventricle, and ventricle is supplying it to the all parts of the body. So mixed kind of blood is supplied. Okay, and this mixed blood goes to the lungs or skin. Okay, in amphibian there are two organs for the respiration, for the exchange of gases, and whenever this mixed blood flows through the lungs or skin, they they mix the oxygen and take out the carbon dioxide. So exchange of gases take place in that manner. Okay, so it is called incomplete double circulation because there are two atria and one ventricle. Let's learn about what is sinus venosus. Okay. So in the amphibians, and whenever you are learning about amphibians and reptiles, you find the sinus venosus. You can see the structure here. This is the sinus venosus, which receives the blood from the veins. Okay, and this is connected to the heart. You can see here the three-chambered heart in the amphibians, which is different from the three-chambered heart in the reptiles. In reptiles, it is incompletely divided ventricle. There is incompletely divided ventricle, but in amphibians, there is only one ventricle. You can see here, there is one ventricle, and which is supplying the blood to all parts of the body, and deoxygenated blood coming to the artery, right atrium, and again mixing to the ventricle. Okay, and ventricle is supplying the mixed blood to the lungs. Lungs are what they are doing, they are exchanging the gases and supplying the oxygenated blood to the left atrium. Okay, this is the schematic diagram of circulation in the amphibians. In the reptiles, you can see the septated three-chambered heart. Here you can see the small projection, hence they are called incompletely divided ventricle. Okay, so these are reptiles, and in the aves and mammals you can find four-chambered heart. This septum is completely joined. Okay, so hence two arteries and two ventricles may be formed. So this is about the three-chambered heart. So in fishes, you can see the single circulation, and in the amphibian, you can see incomplete double circulation, and amphibians and reptiles have two arteries and one ventricle. Okay, so they are three-chambered animals and three-chambered heart animals, and fishes have only two chambers in the heart, and in the mammals and birds you can see four chambers. Okay, let's see the plan of circulation in the human beings and all the mammals and birds. You can see here, this is the heart of the human body, which has four chambers, okay, two arteries and two ventricles. Here you can see this is the right atrium, this is left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. So in the why it is called double circulation? Because there are two circulations here. The pulmonary circulation, which is between the lungs and the heart. There is a systemic circulation, which is between the heart and all the body parts. Okay, so blood is going through the heart two times, hence it is called a double circulation. Okay, here you can see all the deoxygenated blood coming into the atrium, okay, right atrium, and from right atrium it is going to the right ventricle, and right ventricle supplying the deoxygenated blood, the blue colored blood, to the lungs. Okay, and from the lungs, with the help of a pulmonary vein, the oxygenated blood is collected to the left atrium, and from left atrium the oxygenated blood comes to the left ventricle. Left ventricle supplies the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. Okay, so in the diagram, once again you observe the diagram, the flow of the blood. Suppose I am starting from here. So in tissues, deoxygenated blood is carried by the vena cava, okay, the veins, and the vena cava brings the blood to the right atrium, and from right atrium it goes to the right ventricle. From right ventricle, with the help of pulmonary artery, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs, and in the lungs exchange of gases take place. CO2 is removed and oxygen is added, and this oxygen added blood is called oxygenated blood, which is carried by the pulmonary vein to the left atrium. From left atrium it comes to the left ventricle, and from left ventricle, with the help of dorsal aorta, which is the largest blood vessel, it further divides into the branches and supply oxygenated blood to the all parts of the body. This is a scheme of circulation of blood in the birds and mammals. This is the pulmonary circulation, this is the systemic circulation. Okay, dear students, you need to draw this diagram also. and practice once again, you will understand this easily. Let's learn about the portal and coronary circulation. Portal circulation means the circulation which is starting from capillaries and ends with the capillaries. Okay, so portal circulation starts from the capillaries and ends with capillary. But when you learn about the uh, double circulation in the human body, you can see the circulation is starting from the large blood vessels. They are called aorta and veins, vena cava. These are arteries and veins. It's starting from the arteries and ending with the capillaries. But in terms of portal circulation, the circulation is starting from the capillary and ending with the capillaries. Okay. So here in the picture, you can see these are the capillaries. They are making the vessels, and vessels are again converting into the capillaries. Okay. This is also called as the local circulation. Portal circulation, also called as local circulation. There are three kinds of portal circulation, that is hypophyseal portal circulation, renal portal circulation, and hepatic portal circulation. Hypophyseal portal circulation is found between brain and pituitary gland. Okay, so in the brain there is a hypothalamus, and between the brain and pituitary gland, hypothalamus controls the secretions of the pituitary gland, and there is a local circulation there. Okay, so for that control. Okay, so this here in the picture you can see the yellow colored structure. So there is a circulation, there is a local circulation between brain and pituitary gland, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. Since it is localized in the brain, it is called hypophyseal portal circulation. Next, renal circulation. Madam, only 5 minutes. Sir, only 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes, okay. Renal circulation is located, it is localized between the hind limbs and kidneys. Okay, so in the lower organisms, except mammals, you find this kind of portal circulation, renal portal circulation. You cannot find this in the mammals, but it is existing in the other vertebrates, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, and apes. And next, hepatic portal system is present in the human body also. It is between the liver and digestive tract. Digestive tract produces the nutrients, isn't it? The glucose, amino acids, everything. And this glucose, for the storage of the glucose, this glucose is supplied to the liver, okay, by a localized circulation called portal circulation, in which the extra glucose which is produced converts into glycogen and stored in the liver. This process is called glycogenesis. For the process of glycogenesis, the glucose is supplied from the gut to the liver. It is, since it is localized, it is called hepatic portal system. Okay. Next, coronary circulation. It is the circulation between the heart and muscles of the heart. Here in the picture, you can see there is a heart and there are
vessels. Sir, conclude, sir. Time is over.
Okay, sir. Okay. I will conclude. Okay. Okay, dear students. Assignment. You can write the difference between open and closed circulatory system. Differences between arteries and veins, and single and double circulation. Okay, dear students, about portal circulation and coronary circulation, I will explain you once again. Thank you, dear